Good evening, I suppose I better say hello. Let me know if my mic's switched on this time, and I will turn the music down a little bit to there. I want to chat. I'm over here. Before I lose everyone, welcome along everybody. So a few things I want to talk about. I've noticed there's a lot of people talking about, especially in the UK, there was a big manufacturer or hobby store that's shutting down, Hatton's I believe. They mean nothing to me over here, but apparently it's a big deal over there. And the other thing was people roasting the new Hornby catalogue. Well, when I say people, my friend Chris, Locomotion Motion, he does a lot of reviews of used locomotives over in the UK, he does British and European stuff. Anyway, he did a really good roast video. I'll see if I can find a link for that. But yeah, there's been a lot of discussion about the hobby in general online recently. And it seems to me that it's mostly people who buy new stock, new locomotives, new cars, coaches, all that kind of thing. I'm not one of those people, as you probably know. So it doesn't really affect me because there's plenty out there at train shows to buy, second-hand stuff, and it's really cheap. And to be honest, it's a really good time to get into the hobby if you're just starting out. Buy some DC locomotives, like any of these ones that I've got. That was like $20. Put a chip in it if I really wanted DCC for $25, and that's what's that? 25 for maybe $50 DCC loco instead of the equivalent new one, which is $300. Yeah, it's got more detail, but a lot of the detail seems to be unnecessary, like underside detail. I mean, who cares? I mentioned that in a comment in someone else's video. The only reason I would care about the underside detail is because I drive my trains really fast, and when they fall off, they turn upside down. That's the only time you're going to see the underside, right? So yeah, they're adding extra money for detail that you don't really need, just to justify the price, right? Hello Papa John, welcome. Hello Joe's Trains. I think I've got everyone else. So I just wanted to have a wee discussion about how everyone else feels about the fact that prices are high for new stuff. Hobby shops are shutting down, and people generally complaining about how expensive the hobby is, and I really don't think it is. Yes, it's expensive if you want to buy a $300 or $400 loco and buy brand new trees. Who's the girl? Don't know why I've got a paintbrush. That's not a hint. There's a blonde girl who does videos, and she's really into the trees, and she buys really, really nice trees, right? But we're talking hundreds of dollars for a couple of trees. What's her name? Joe something or something Joe, the blonde girl? Hello Hopster, good evening, and Mr. Magic Fingers, how you doing? Anyway, she buys these really expensive, absolutely stunning trees, but you can make them, right? And to me, part of this hobby is creating your own little world without having to buy it. Because yeah, if you want to build a layout from a hobby store, $300 for a DCC loco, because most of the new locos are DCC. New track's expensive. Everything new is really expensive, but there's plenty of cheaper options out there. Either you buy them used or you make your own stuff. And I think people are just forgetting that this hobby is more than just a train set, there's so many aspects to it that people seem to have forgotten, or they're just lazy and they don't want to make their own stuff. So what was the other thing I was wanting to mention about? Hey, words, it's late. Yeah, I'm getting some grief in my comments section. You've probably seen the guy. He only ever posts up miserable crap. He doesn't have his own channel. It just seems to be fairly sad. and I don't want to lose the plot, so I have to be civil with these people. There's nothing worse than someone giving you advice when they don't actually watch your videos and listen to what I'm saying about where I'm going with this layout. I've said it multiple times that I'm trying to finish this layout as a learning experience, make all my mistakes here, and then my dream layout, maybe next year or the year after, I will have learned what not to do. But this guy just keeps posting garbage about my layout, and it's really kind of annoying, but as I say, I've got to be civil. Don't know who I'm going to meet at the next train show, right? Right, who have we got? Oh, Mill Creek Rails, how you doing? He says it's particularly expensive if you try to buy everything at once. Take your time, the layout takes a long time to make, space out your purchases. Absolutely, but when people are... Right, this isn't a dig, okay? It isn't a rant, it's just an observation. But one of the go via or go home, right? Canadian, he lives maybe 4 hours, 5 hours north of me. He did a really nice review on the Charger, the new Canadian loco. You probably got it in other places in North America. I don't even know how much that thing costs, probably in the region of $500 or $600. So he did a review on that, and he has coaches. And the coach that he reviewed that he got with that set, I don't know if anyone saw it, but I think he said it was $140 for this passenger coach. It's got lighting, but it doesn't have a stay alive in it, so the light flickers and the couplers don't work. Seriously, $140 for one coach that's kind of faulty? That doesn't make sense to me. I would go to a train show, like I'm going on Sunday to look for coaches, and the most I'll expect to pay for a half decent coach is $10. Seriously. And if I don't like them, I can paint them and add detail. I don't have to spend all that money for one coach. Can you imagine if you wanted a rake of 5 or 6 coaches? You're talking $1,000? Come on. I just don't get it. I mean, people are entitled to spend their hard-earned money in whatever they want. But I think people who are just starting up in the hobby and they see a review like that and they just presume that's how much you need to spend. That's not good. Anyway, what's your thoughts on that? Brian... Oh my goodness, right, okay, how do you say that? I'm going to go for Brian Lecheblad, wherever that... I don't know where that's from, but I'm going to go Lecheblad, is that right? But yeah, it is my layout, but I still like constructive criticism. I don't like just general, your track's shite, you know? If anyone posts something like that, I'll instantly say, well, let me see your track so we can all give our opinions on it, and they don't have a track or they don't have any videos, so... Armchair warriors, you know what it's like. Jackaroo, hello from Milwaukee, how are you doing? Okay, I'm glad I was close. I do try. The good thing about being Scottish, we can pronounce quite a lot of different language words. Like, for example, Vincent van Gogh apparently is how you pronounce it. Vincent van... It's not Vincent van Gogh or Vincent van Gogh, it's Vincent van Gogh. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's how you pronounce that guy's name. Cheers, everyone. So, Glenn was boasting about how warm it is in New Zealand. Yeah, it's middle of summer in New Zealand, but you know, we'll get our own back. When it's our summer, it'll be miserable and New Zealand again. It's funny how the world works, eh? If only it was flat and everyone would have the same weather. Oh, I suppose I could put trains on as well, right? There we go. Could make me bigger or smaller. I could make me really tiny, like. There we go. God of all trains. Actually, I could go a wee bit bigger, right? There we go. Awesome. That makes more sense, actually, because it's closer to the camera, which is there. Bye, Mark. Thanks for jumping in. I don't know what to say to that, Joe. We are our worst critics, I believe. But the thing is, it's one thing for us to say our track is trash, but if someone else was to call our track trash, we would get quite offended by that. It's a bit like you can have a fight with your sibling, but if someone else touches that sibling, brother or sister, you'd be all over them. That's your job to beat up your brother or sister, right? Likewise, I don't know how I meandered away from the track situation, but yeah, I'm sure it's not completely trash. Oh, I'm blocking my trains. Oh goodness, I need to be smaller. Wait a minute, where else can I put me? Make me really tiny. Oh, over there. No, there. That corner there. There we go. No one will see me over there, right? I'm going to grab the BC rail when it comes back round. Swap it for something else. I did another DCC thing. Didn't do this one. Didn't do a video about this one. But he's now DCC with these painted handrails. Looks so much nicer, right? That took all of 5 minutes to make that look a bit better. So that's not a $300 loco. That is I think that one was $20 at a train show. The decoder was $25, so roughly $50 loco. That's alright. Next up for the operating table is probably going to be this one here, with these painted handrails. We'll see. I did think about doing a DCC decoder install, and it would be entitled Converting My Crappiest Loco to DCC. Thing is, which crappiest loco do I choose? I've got quite a few of them, right? But we'll see. That would just purely for entertainment value. I'm sure it's not that bad, Papa John. Right, where's that? Oh, it's coming round, right? I need to get the next train ready. Hold on. Apparently John had a tree falling next to his house, covered in snow, I'm guessing. Thank you, John. I appreciate that. Rebel, I was rooting around my granddad's old footlocker this morning. Found an all-wood F7 diesel. All wood? How does that work? With a rat sticker for details on the body. Has a motorised truck and a dummy truck in the back. Does it work? Did you try running it? Oh, excuse me. Tim's is giving me the burps. So I've got a sort of list of what I'll be looking for at the train show. Oh, I thought it was on this, but it's actually on my phone, which is currently cam number bridge. That cam is my phone, and it's got my shopping list for Sunday. Let's see if I can remember. So, I want to try and get some British Rail passenger coaches for this double O gauge Bachmann train line, branch line loco. This is a really good loco. I wasn't really into the double O gauge British stuff, but this is really nice and it runs great. So I think I'll try and get some old style British Rail coaches for that. So that's on the list. I will be looking for generic, what they call the silver passenger coaches, what they called streamliners or something, I'm not sure. Anyway, just the basic, not the 3-axle jobs, just the 2-axle silver coaches that I can add maybe some very fine detail. For example, did I take that off yet? No, I didn't. The Delaware and Hudson, right? I'll get the B unit. So if I have coaches like this, all I have to do is add the blue and yellow stripe. I think that would look really nice. So there can be any bog standard silver passenger coach. It would be nice if they had metal wheels and I could add some lighting to them. What else was it? Well, obviously, any Chessie. I'm always on the hunt for nice Chessie locos, but I really want to stick to Athearn or the Mahanos, which generally aren't the best runners, but if you watch my $1 motor rebuild, you can make these Mahanos run really nice. Talking of which, I'm going to put that one on. This one. This is the one that I added. Oh, you've not seen that one yet, have you? Or have you? I added a... Oh my goodness, was it this one? Right, if anyone in the chat remembers which... Oh, I know what it was. It was that little blue Conrail. Okay, spoiler alert. I've added one of those $1 motors to this Mahano. I'll stick it in the track when the Union Pacific comes round, and you can judge what you think of this, okay? That was the wrong one. Okay, so this is one of those noisy Mahano jobs and I've replaced it with, or I've replaced the motor with one of those 5-pole $1 motors. It's now got an extreme, I'll bring it round a bit, hold on. It's really quiet now, and it's got a fantastic slow speed. It doesn't like bends, of course, because of the 6-axle thing. You get the idea. Just changing out the motor can make the world of difference in these locos. But the other thing is it's really nice and quiet, which I appreciate. Joe, that sounds very interesting, but honestly the postage is a nightmare. As I just found out, posting those things to... Oh, I've posted two PAs to High over in Holland, Never Neverland. And I posted something down to Barrywell in the States, so I don't know if it's worth the postage. I appreciate the offer though, but we'll see. I suppose you could send it snail mail and it could take 3 months. I'm really liking that loco again. That was this one that's coming down the hill. He's actually been in a box for the last couple of months because it was just irritating me how noisy it was and how jerky it was. Now it's actually quite nice. Yeah, the Mahanos are definitely not like Tyco. A lot of the Tycos have got that pancake motor, but the Mahanos I'm finding have got the motor in the middle with all-wheel drive. They just don't have the best motor, so definitely worth a wee bit of effort. And that steam train I've got, the Mahano, the 6060 Bullet Nose Betty job, that's a fantastic running loco. Now, I am supposedly swapping that loco on Sunday for another one that looks exactly the same, but it's DCC. I have no idea why this person wants to swap his non-DCC, his non-DC for a DCC. His DC, oh my god, words. His 6060 Steam loco is DCC, mine is not. He's wanting to swap, I don't know why, but saves me adding a decoder. Maybe he just doesn't like DCC. But anyway, I can't wait to see that running with DCC. Although I don't know if it's DCC with sound. And I'm not mad about sound decoders, to be honest. However, steam trains are good because they have their wee chuffy noise and their nice whistles. So I'm more likely to put a sound decoder in a steam train than a diesel. The diesel whine can be really annoying. Rebel paid $25 brand new at Hobby Shop in Gettysburg a long time ago. So apparently, Brian, I'm not worried. I'm not worried because he's actually given me a box of his trains to fix. He offered to pay for me to fix them, which I of course refused because if you're paid to fix something and something goes wrong, you're liable. So if you just offer to help fix something, it's a wee bit different. But anyway, I'll basically have a box of his trains, so yeah, I'm not worried about this one. I'm sure it'll run fine. Or at least I'll make it run fine. I'm not going to get too stressed out over that. So, what I was going to say there was, 5-pole pancake motors apparently are a thing, which could be pretty good. I haven't found a source for them yet, other than obviously the main manufacturers, but that's expensive. You may as well buy a new loco at that point. But the likes of, excuse my fat belly, the likes of this was another gift I got. I think that's a, yeah, it's a Hornby, right? Pancake motor, Ringfield Hornby job. Actually runs okay, because I think it's a 5-pole. But again, I think it's only picking up power from like there and there. So I would rather it was all-wheel pickup, and it's kind of light. I've ordered some weights to help improve with it. You know, the stick-on tyre weights. I just ordered a box. I wasn't wanting to go walking around tyre stores begging for their old tyre weights. I just thought for the price they are on Amazon, I just got a big box coming on Sunday. So that's going to help with that kind of thing. And also the Mahanos. The other thing about the Mahanos is they're quite light, which gives that sort of plasticky sound when they're going round. So a bit of weight, new motor, maybe a wee bit of detailing, perfectly fine. Let's see how my wee Canadian Pacific's doing. So there is one problem with my 6-axle diesels. On the back, you'll notice the coupler is attached to the body as you would expect, but there's not enough articulation with the couplers on my 18-inch radius curves. Okay, so yes, that's a downside to the 18-inch radius. The likes of the P81 has the coupler on the truck, so if you're going around a tight bend, then the coupler, it helps with whatever it's pulling, whereas the 6-axle Athearns or even that Mahano that's going around the track, they just derail anything that's pulling behind it on the 18-inch curves. Hence why I'm not pulling anything around the track tonight, because everything is pretty much 6-axle tonight. But yeah, that is the one thing. I know you can get a sort of double link coupler on the back that's basically swivels at that point and then it swivels again up there. But they're not exactly cheap. I'll see if I can pick some up at the train show. But that's okay. I will keep these locos on standby for the next track with its 30-inch radius curves or whatever the hell I'm going to put on it. It's going to be wide and there's going to be at least 2 loops. And it's going to go all the way around my basement when I knock all these walls down. What's John saying? I could install the long shank coupler, I suppose, but can you imagine how crap that would look? I mean, I'm not prototypical or a rivet counter, but it would pretty much look like, you know those trucks you see in the highway? You've got like a big dump truck and then you've got this trailer behind it, but there's this massive bar between the two, like 2 car lengths. That's kind of how it looks in my head if you've got a really long coupler. I'm just looking at everyone's advice. You can look at trains while I look at chat. You know what's funny? When I first saw these SD40-2, I thought they looked a bit goofy because this platform stuck out so far. Suddenly they've grown on me. It's kind of like when I first got a PA, my Delaware and Hudson. When I first got that at a train show, I thought, I'll just get that, it's cheap. And then I got it home and I thought, this is really nice local. It looks great. And now I'm starting to really like these. I do, of course, love the SD40. Is that a 45? This one. Actually, I think this is the same as the Conrail, isn't it? I'm no expert. I think they're the same, yeah? That way. Yeah, are they SD45s or just SD40s? I don't know. Hello Randall, welcome aboard. We're just having a bit of a chill out night tonight. Nothing planned. People are just educating me on what sort of trains I've got. Oh, that's another thing. I'm going to be looking for more of these. I've suddenly grown to really like the Southern Pacific livery, which is bizarre because it's just dark grey with some red, but it's subtle and it's elegant, you know. It's a nice looking loco. Oh, a nice looking colour scheme. If I could get a PA version of that, that would make my day. We'll see what the show has in store for us, if it's even on with all this bloody snow. Better be on. I've been looking forward to this show for months. Oh, look who's here. I thought I banned you, Cody. Welcome, Corky. Corky Cody. Right, so Corky says, I had the same feeling as with full-width, cowl-bodied locomotives. Didn't like them at first years ago, now that's pretty much the only one I prefer. SD40, thank you, Joe. Yeah, Corky, we were just talking about the adding of the, oh my goodness, adding the $1 motors into the Mechanos to vastly improve them. That's what's running around the track just now. That's next week's budget rebuild thing, $1 motor build. As you can see, that's running around the track very nice and smooth and quiet. I'll move the mic over so you can't hear it. I don't know how loud that was for you guys, but the mic was right next to the loco at that point. I'm trying to catch up and chat again. So we've got Rebel says, it meant earlier to say that I have a mix of freight cars, some with horn hooks, some knuckles. I don't mix and match couplers in any one particular car. Papa John, I'm getting into low and high hoods and long hoods. So that would be like... ugh, that sort of thing. So that is a high hood, yeah? Do it that way. You know what I should do? I should add a decoder to this, right? Since this one's got a decoder, it could do with a wee buddy to tag along. That would make sense. Yeah, I'll maybe do that very soon. Put him on the list for decoders. This shelf here is all DCC stuff. This shelf ahead of me is good runners, but not DCC. Right, what's Randall saying? Saw something really cool on eBay, a couple of custom painted Frisco locomotives. One was a Bicentennial FP45, the other was a PA1. Custom painted with what? Trainmaster, yes. Yes, they've got I don't know why they've got such a fancy name, I put it away. I think I've got another one of them. Oh no, I've got this bizarre chassis. This one's really weird. Unfortunately, this one has got the pancake motor, because I really wanted to get the 5-pole $1 motor in there, but it's all that loco has been pulled along the front. That's the front there, I believe, with one pancake motor, and it's not very good, which is a shame because this thing is so ugly. I love it. Oh, I printed a tank thing at the bottom. Oh, now that loco's just taking the mickey. Look how slow he's going now. He is actually moving. Wow. Right, time for another train, I think. Artie, how you doing? What is it you want? Artie says he wants it, but I don't know what he's talking about. Oh, Frisco, sorry, God, right, getting back to that. Right. Randall, we had a former club member who was really into Frisco. His wife donated all of his stuff to the club recently. That was nice. Presumably the owner is no longer with us though. So Artie is heading over to the US of A very soon, I believe. When is it you head over, Artie? Is it this month or next month? I've got another train on while you answer that one. Okay, so Artie will be in the country, or not my country, but neighbours down south, this time next week. Oof, exciting stuff. And he's doing a bit of a tour. I don't think he's going to make it up to Canada land, but hey, he'll be close. I think he's going to that big show in Springfield. Amherst, whatever it is. Apparently it's the biggest show, and I'd never heard of it until they started talking about it. Indeed, lock your doors. It would be really nice to meet you, but I don't know if I'll make it or not, because it's not something my wife would want to come to, and I don't really think she would be happy for me to spend a night away. Not that she doesn't trust me, but you know, she gets lonely. Maybe she doesn't trust me. Joe's Trains says, I saw you like the Alco, so would you consider getting one of UP's turbines? Is that like the... Is it kind of like that one you're talking about? But Union Pacific coloured? Is that what you meant? Or did you actually mean the PA1? Do you mean this? Is that what you meant? Because obviously I've got one of them. I had the opportunity to buy 2 of these at the trade show. They were only like $30 each. I really wish I'd bought them both. Because now I look on eBay and these are like $100. Especially in that condition. It's lovely. He's getting a decoder installed soon as well. I'm changing train again. That one's too noisy. I don't like it. Another of my recent acquisitions. Well, when I say acquisition, it was a gift. A very nice gift at that. Hey, what have I missed? What have I missed? Right, Joe says, no, the ones I'm talking about are a set of 3 designs called the turbines, where there's a cold turbine, a gas turbine, and a veranda. Okay. I don't know about that. I do remember seeing something that was pushing the big boy on a live, not a live video, but a real life video. I wonder if that's what was behind the big boy. Would I be right there? I can't remember what the main logo looked like. Right, who have we got? Devil Ninja 323 recently came across a Proto 1000 green New York subway in pretty decent condition and for cheap. Looks great in the dark because it is interior lighting. That does sound nice actually. John I'm going to say John Knopfel. Is the P silent? I know the K is silent. Anyway, hello John. Everyone's just cheating, calling you John K. Or is it Knopfel? It's like that Dire Straits guitarist, what's his name? Mark Knopfler. Let me know if it's a silent P. Talking of which, I need to go for a silent P. Nah, I'm only joking. I'm only joking, whatever that means. Welcome back, Rebel. You're not missed anything, as usual. Hello Russ, how you doing? I don't know what the weather's like for you, but everywhere up here is all snowy, which is great if you like snowball fights. But I'm no longer 10 years old. Actually, to be fair, I never liked snowball fights. Always get hit in the face. Just try to tidy as we go. You can watch trains. I always feel these F locos look kind of lonely if they're not hauling anything. I think they need at least a B unit behind them if they're not hauling coaches or freight. I do have freight cars, but I do have passenger cars, but I'm not digging them out tonight. Tonight was just meant to be chilling out, running the odd train and ranting about prices of new stuff. I'm not ranting because I don't buy new stuff, but yeah, I was talking earlier about the demise of the hobby stores. Apparently it's a big deal in Europe at the moment. But you know what, it's a business, you know, and if they're not making money, then they're not just doing it for fun, let's face it. Yeah, Joe, I will check that out right now. You can watch all cams at the moment, and I'll check out my email. Okay, Joe, I understand what you were talking about now. So, they've basically got 8 axles, the big ones, and then you've got the big sort of like almost like a tank car as well. Yeah, I don't think that would make it round my track in its current state. They look amazing though. Imagine them all grouped together. That would take up half my track. I'm still waiting to see if I got John Knopfl's name correct, pronunciation. Knopfl. I'm going to go for Knopfl. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? Just so everyone knows what we were talking about, I'm going to get those pictures and see if I can get them on the screen. Hold on a second. Wait a minute, what was John saying? Ugh. Where are you, John? You must be... Oh, excuse me. You must be reasonably close to where we are if you're getting the same sort of weather. Right, let me get those pictures up somehow. Meanwhile, that's better. Not sure if I can get this picture up without screwing something up completely. Let me give it a shot, hold on. So it is going to be an image. Let's call it Diesel. Okay. Image source is images. That one there. Open. There we go. Right, this is what Joe was talking about. Let me shrink it down a wee bit. I'm sneaking over the top. So, can you imagine... let's stick it up there. Can you imagine trying to fit that round my track? That would be hilarious. I don't think it would make it round. I have trouble enough with the Athern's 6 axles. But yeah. So if you look up the top and that one there. Oh, that's not right. There. That is a lot of wheels. So the top right has got 1, 2, 3, 4 4-axle, 2 4-axle trucks. The big one has got a 4-axle truck, and then that looks like it's probably an 8-axle, another 8-axle, and then a 4-axle. That's insane. Yeah. I don't imagine they are cheap. They're probably very expensive to buy those, right? I would love to get a big boy. I really doubt it would make it round my track, but it would be nice to sit on a shelf until I've got a track it could go around. But again, they're so expensive. Although I have seen some used. The problem with buying a used steam loco like that, if something breaks in that, I wouldn't have a clue how to fix that. Not yet. I've not really worked in steam engines yet, but we'll get there. Guys are all yapping and I'm missing out. Right, Joe says, last story I heard about the turbines, someone left it running under a bridge in Cheyenne, Wyoming, and it melted the concrete and everything. Ouch. Wonder who pays for that. $6,700 US. What? That's just ridiculous. But it's going to be a limited run, isn't it? If you really want it, you have to pay the money. Hey, I didn't see John BFGR come in. Did he come in? Where did he come in? Anyway, there's Hot Rod Rodney. How you doing, sir? We're just chilling, running some trains, or one train at the moment. Talking of which, let's add another one. Or maybe a different one. Yeah, let's run a different one. So I'm hoping to pick up a sound decoder for this one at the show. However, my decoder guy has not got back to me. I left him a message like 3 days ago. His prices are good. His what's the word? Communication skills not so good. Yes, you do see Conrail Blue. Look at that one. And I've got the little one that I added the dollar motor to, which I really like now. Oh, And I'm going to run them that way, long hood forward. I just think it looks better, so I've added another LED to that side as well. So it's got lights at both ends now. We'll put that one on in a wee while, but he runs great. And obviously this one runs great because he's an Athearn, and all Athearns run great with these painted handrails. What difference it makes in his wee steps. So much nicer. Love it. Really easy job as well. Still not seen any other conrails at shows, other than that one is the first one I got at the first show, and I picked that one up at a more recent show. Just don't see many conrails up here, it's weird. John! Oh my god, I just realised who John is. John is the guy that will be at Woodstock trying to sell me stuff. And I never buy anything from him. Not because I don't like him, but I've usually spent all my money by the time I get to his place. So I'll try and keep some money aside. I think he said he was going to be taking some buildings to the show. So we'll maybe pick up a wee structure of some description, John. Oh, John. It is the right John, right? I haven't been just waffling a lot of nonsense there. You're going to be at Woodstock, yeah? Answer that question before I continue, because I need to ask you something. Sorry, you already answered it. The chat is like 20 seconds delayed. Okay, John. Are you going to have some DCC locos with you on Sunday? Because I might be interested in something. Sorry, it's John Train BFGR I was talking about. I'll have a proper chat with you this time. Now that I'm more narrowing down the kind of thing I'm looking to buy. But yeah, priority for me after... Oh, wrong one. After spending so much time hunting these PA1 Rio Grands down, I do have to get a decoder, a sound decoder in at least one of these. I've got two of them, remember? But I don't need sound decoders in both. I just need one in the lead. The lead power, or whatever you call it. Oh, sorry, nearly missed you. Good night, John. Well, one of the Johns. John K. John Knopfler. So, yes, John BFGR. I will hunt you down. Are you going to be wearing your big orange t-shirt again? Actually, you probably know what you're going to be wearing, so leave a comment, because I've got a terrible memory. And I'll forget what you look like. Or just shout at me. Everyone seems to know my face for some weird reason. Wife doesn't like that at all, by the way. I don't know if she'll be coming with me on Sunday. She's in a bit of a huff, because it's her work's night out tomorrow night, and I downright refuse to go because it's so dull, right? And she's not happy because now she's not going either, because my son was meant to go with her instead of me, but he's not going either, and the guilt is weighing heavily. Anyway, she may or may not come with me on Sunday, and if she does, I'll need to keep sneaking away to buy stuff. You know what it's like. I don't recognise John Horn. One of the Johns that's not here then. Okay, so John is going to be right at the tunnel in the main building. Excellent. Okay, yeah, it's a weird building in Woodstock. You've got the main. Is it the main? Well, you've got the first building, and then it's almost like a weird. You know those weird white tunnels you get in, like, when the FBI or whatever have found an alien thing and they make a big white tent and there's tunnels going to it. It's kind of like that. You go through that to the next exhibition hall at Woodstock. It's bizarre. Down a sort of ramp. And the scene that comes to mind is Thor. If you've seen Thor, when they find the hammer and they build the big tent and all the white tunnels, that's Woodstock basically, except it's full of trains instead of hammers. Hope that makes sense. No, it's not that Woodstock. Remember, Woodstock was an event, whereas in Canada, Woodstock is a town. It's been upgraded to a steel container now. Okay. Yeah, it's just a bizarre. It's a bizarre exhibition hall down at Woodstock. Oh, John, are you talking about? Are you talking about one of these? Without the handrails? Is it the same as that by any chance? I love this thing, by the way. It's got a good weight to it. It's pretty small though, but it is 4-wheel drive. Needs a bit of a service. Might even add a new motor to it. What make is that? Hold on. I need my glasses. AHM. Oh, my second AHM. I didn't even know. I actually got that in Scotland. I have no idea how I managed to get a Milwaukee Road HO scale loco in Scotland 30 years ago. It's a great wee loco. Needs handrails obviously, and needs a wee bit of work, and obviously half the roof has been broken off when it hit the floor when someone was driving it too fast, I think. Actually, I might have some handrails. I've been randomly collecting broken bits that I find in boxes. Yeah, I don't have complete handrails, but I do have bits. In fact, I think that is possibly part of this one that fell off. Yep, I think he goes possibly at the front there. You know what it's like? You put them somewhere and you think, oh, one day I'll repair that, so I better keep it safe. Nah, it's gonna live in this box for the rest of its life. I want to make nice handrails from wire and then paint them rather than just the plastic. The plastic's a bit thick, you know. Well, John's got the perfect wife. Actually, to be fair, my wife's the perfect wife. She does all the hard work so that I can play with trains. Really can't complain. That's why I feel bad about not going to her works night out. But that's okay. She'll forgive me one day, hopefully. Oh, another one I added a decoder to that I didn't put in video was this one. Atlas, I believe. This is an insanely good runner. But I tell you what, the shell, getting the body off of this, what an absolute nightmare. It's still not even connected properly. Don't know if you can see that wiggling a bit. But basically, the shell is separate from the walkway section, and that comes off as well. and I think you have to do some weird clippy thing all at the same time to get it to clip together, and it's still not working right. I mean, it works right, but it doesn't clip together very well. Just a weird design. Definitely not my favourite loco. And also height wise, oh my god, look how short that is to try and cram a decoder in there. That was a nightmare. It was not worth a video, trust me. What's your wife's hobby, John? Yeah, someone told me that, Brian, that that was made by Cato. It's good. That was another gift sent to me from Steve David, who's got a little shop called Fairs Please, and he sells miniature cars and stuff. Website only, I don't think he's got a channel. It's called Fairs Please. Make sure you check him out, because that was a really nice gift. Look at that, it's lovely. Right, Corky, so it's not just me. There is obviously a technique to getting the shells off of the Atlas and Cato's stuff, which I have not perfected yet. Well, you're not getting that one, Artie, that's mine. And you're not even coming to Canada, so if it's not worth the effort, then forget it. Oh, right, John. Back to John, because John's talking about decoders. And since my decoder guy in, where is he? Port Dover hasn't got back to me, I don't know if he's going to even be there at this point. Right, John, I'm looking for a decoder for the PA1. Sound decoder, specifically a sound decoder for a PA1. That's really the only sound decoder I want. The Tsunami 2s are ridiculous. If that's what you were going to offer, sorry, I can't justify spending all that money at the moment. But if something was, you know, a bit less money, I'd be interested. For example, the Tsunami 2 that I would really want is 130 or 129 American, and that's in America, plus shipping, plus tax, plus speaker. So we're talking $200 to get a Tsunami 2 installed in my... That's too much money. So if you get anything like that, but you know, less money, then I'd be interested. I know that there's other companies making them, but all I know at the moment is Digitrax for my basic decoders, and I really like them. But I haven't bought any sound decoders from anyone else yet, or any decoder from anywhere else. Quilting, apparently. See, quilting doesn't sound expensive. Let me read this. She has about 6 sewing machines. Ah, that's where the money comes in. Including one that is 12 feet wide and operated by a computer. Yeah, that sounds kind of pricey. Yeah, okay. I hope she sells them. Or is that just a hobby? You've just got quilts in every room. Over the chairs, over the beds, over the dog. Yeah, plus I know that my wife likes to sew as well. Not that much, but when she went to get material, oh my god, the material's expensive, because it's not just like one sheet. You've got to buy the under stuff and then the over stuff. Thread's expensive. Oh, wait a minute, now we're talking about sewing machines. Let's get back on topic. Yes, I'm sure there is a trick to getting the Atlas shells off. I haven't learned that trick yet. So I was reading John's comment about his wife coming to shows. She crochets and all the ladies stop and talk to her. Ah dear. Okay, thanks, John. Okay. The good thing, look, someone mentioned about the tsunami being worth the money. I'm sure it is worth the money. I just can't justify the money. And I think I would rather have a more expensive decoder that sounded great rather than one that was a bit less but sounded crap, you know? If you got one that sounds just as good for less money, that's ideal, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think you have to spend good money to get good sound. So it's just whether I can justify spending all that money in one decoder instead of buying like 10 cheap locos. And I can just make the choo-choo noises by myself. But by all means, John, bring the Digitrax decoders with you, see what you've got, see if I can use them. I'm learning that decoders are pretty much the basic mobile decoders, as they call them, that do the movement and the lights. They're all pretty much the same other than the colour of the wires, from what I can see. Basic functions. It's the sound ones that are different. Wow, Rebel's got the best wife. As long as she pays for everything as well, you know. Yeah, I've been hearing about the wow sound. Wow sound. I can't say that properly. Is it wow sound? Wow sound. We'll go with wow sound. Yeah, I've been hearing good things about that. From what I've seen on the... Like, this is a Digitrax price list I've got from the guy down in Port Dover. And I don't know, there's a whole list. They're all for different types of locos, but I think that means that they're pre-programmed with the sound for that loco. I think the physical appearance of the decoders is going to be pretty much the same, but it's what's programmed into them that's different. That makes sense, right? Anyway, time for another train. Let me watch this one for its last lap. Oh, sorry, I'm back. Right. Okay, let's get another train going round. I think we will... What we put on? We've not had this one on. Let's go with this wee guy. This was another awesome find at the train show. I think it was $20 He is what did we decide this one was? He was either a Proto 1000 or a Walther's Trainline, something like that. It's really heavy and really smooth and quiet and awesome. And now he's DCC. What have I missed? Yeah, I've not seen any TCS decoders yet, John. Also heard they're quite good. Carry-on backpack is done, Artie. Just need to do the check-in bag on Monday. Wow. We don't pack until the morning we're leaving. We're terrible. Although my wife used to travel a lot for her job, so she's pretty quick at the whole packing and knows what we need. All I need is pants, socks, t-shirt, credit cards, passport. That's pretty much it. That's all I care about. You can always buy more clothes if you run out, you know. Time for bed, Joe. Okie dokie. Thanks for joining me tonight. I'll be going to bed soon as well. My contact lenses are drying up and I'm having trouble seeing. Have a schedule for being live? No, I don't have a schedule. I should really, but I never know when I'm going to be available, to be honest, or when I'm going to be awake. Alright, now John's got a tree to cut up tomorrow. Was it your tree or was it a neighbour's tree? Either way, it's in your property, so it's got to go. Nathan, Rita, welcome. How you doing? I don't know what's cool, but hey, something must be cool. You said it was cool, so it must be so. Anyway, have a train. Exactly, Russ. Schedule? Me? Come on. I mean, I've got my tune-up Tuesday. I did have Fix It Friday, but that might be getting replaced with decoder days. I'm trying to have some sort of schedule in my life. You know what? Just for a laugh, I'm going to grab the phone camera and take it upstairs and let you see what it's doing outside, okay? So it's going to be this camera here, okay? Right. It's going to be Journey. You won't hear me because I don't think I've got the mic installed in that one, but you'll get to see what it's like outside where I live. Wasn't that thrilling? Bit of live action for you there. Anyway, it's not too bad outside. I think it's even started raining. Wash away all that horrible white stuff. Yes, thanks John. Yes, you're right, it's raining. I just hope it's clear enough for Sunday, because it's not so much for me. I'll get there. I've got a big 4-wheel drive truck, but vendors will not be happy driving all their merchandise and that sort of nastiness, and I don't blame them. So hopefully it clears up so they can get to the show with all the stuff I'm going to be buying from them, eh John? Where are we? Yes, Artie, you're coming to the pretty much the Great White North, because you're going to be right up here. Well, not right up here, but you're going to be on the same level as where I am. Sorry, Russ. I should have been really a bit slower with the old camera work there. Okay, I think we will change train again. As much as this little train is a great runner, it's kind of dull. Although it's not as dull as that Pennsylvania loco that looks similar. This one's at least a sort of dark red colour. Good evening, Tim, or good, let's see, good afternoon, Tim. I'm going to guess it is about, what are we talking, 4 o'clock? 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon where you are, am I right? I guess, well, 4:20-ish. I'm just waiting to see if I got that right. So your friend Corky was here earlier, but I think he's disappeared. So you're on your own, Tim. You don't have a tag team on this episode. Oh, Corky's still here. Okay, like chaos ensue. Sorry Tim, I actually meant to get onto Facebook and let you know, but you know what, it was like 5 minutes before I went live with this, I just decided I'm doing a stream. I had set up all the cameras earlier, and then I decided I wasn't doing a stream, and I thought, oh, you know, I've gone to this trouble setting up the cameras, I might as well. Because I have to do them all individually and set them all up and change all the exposure and all that crap in each camera. Tell you what, these cameras do not like digital lighting or LED lighting like I've got up here. If you get the exposure wrong, let me give you an example, right? On this particular camera, if I don't manually set the exposure, then it will do something like that, which is awful, right? So I have to change it all like that. And I've got, what, 5, 6 cameras? Wait a minute, what have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I've got 6 cameras, and I have to manually set them every time I launch this bloody program. So I'd done all that, and I thought I might as well do a wee stream. Just chill out. That's fine, you guys talk amongst yourselves. Oh, shaky hands. How you doing? I didn't see you come in. Saturday morning here. How's everyone? An hour till you go to work. They're making you work on a Saturday. That sucks. Although some jobs only work on weekends. I was in the hospitality business for a while. So everyone is enjoying themselves, having a drink, and I'm the muppet serving them all the drinks and happiness. Anyway, it was actually a good job. I did that for about 4 years. Flymo Chairman, welcome. Oh, you're still up at 5:30. Oh dear. I've been trying to get to bed, you know, reasonably early these days. Artie, at this point, why don't you just move to the States? This is my dollar back scratcher that I sharpened, because I like a really deep scratch. Oh yes, that hits the spot. You know what, there was something else I was going to talk about tonight. I've forgotten what it was. I've still got a new segment to make for the channel. I mentioned it on the New Year's stream, which was going to be the top trumps. You know how everyone does a sort of review type thing where they give each item a score, okay? For example, this model here, it would get scored on prototypicalness and detail. It would get scored on sound function, all that bullshit, right? I want to make a version of that, but, you know, actually interesting. Something a bit more humorous, shall we say. For example, one of the categories was going to be pulling power, and we were discussing what you could pull, because it would be easy enough just to hook up, how many goods wagons it could pull, but I would rather it was just pulling one goods wagon with something funny in the back, for example. So that's one of the segments I'm going to start doing on a weekly basis when I can figure out the categories. You know, cookie score and all that kind of stuff. Wait, someone leaving? I think I just heard thunder out there. It's possible, I suppose. Maybe it was just snow falling off a roof. Definitely sounded like thunder. You ever had snow thunder? It's pretty cool. It's a sort of loud muffled noise you get during the snow. And lightning during snow is really cool, because everything just glows rather than flashes. It's weird. I'll leave that to my wife. She's good with spreadsheets. Actually, she's very good with spreadsheets. It's one of the things she does at work quite a lot. You know, sometimes when you're really enjoying your sleep and you wake up and... Oh, you know what? Before I get to that, how come there's two things that for some reason we don't do when we're sleeping? How do we know not to roll off the bed? Okay, we're sound asleep, you roll over, but you know not to go to the edge. So how can you know that if you're completely sound asleep? It doesn't make sense. And the other thing which she was talking about there is I've had so many dreams where I'm bursting for the toilet, okay? Like running about in my dream trying to find a toilet, but for some reason you can't do the toilet in your dream. How does your brain know that you're actually asleep and you don't wet the bed? It doesn't make sense. There's other things that happen in dreams that it's perfectly fine for you to just suddenly, it wakes you up, but let's not get into that. That's a whole different channel. Let's not go there. Anyway. Yeah, but Corky, you probably fell out of the bed because you were completely pissed. And that's different from being asleep. Our dog once pushed, my last dog, he was a lot bigger than the current dog. He actually pushed, don't know if it was me or the wife, I can't remember. It pushed one of us right off the bed. It was lying in between us and it just did that big stretchy thing. And he was a big dog. And because he had the leverage between us, he just pushed one of us right off. It was so funny. I can't believe we're talking about wetting a bed. Right, stop that. Stop that. I'm sure there was something relevant I wanted to talk about tonight. I did the whole hobby store thing and the way the hobby's going. I don't think there's a problem with a hobby going in that direction. I think it's fine. People need to lower their expectations, that's all. You don't have to get the newest loco every time it comes out. Maybe once every couple of years you get a brand new loco and it makes you happy, but I think that's where it starts becoming more than just a hobby and a bit of an obsession, when you have to have the latest, greatest. And obviously the manufacturers are wanting to squeeze as much cash out of you as possible. But Artie spoke about that, not Artie, sorry, I've got Artie in the head. Anthony Dodge spoke about that in his stream earlier on today. He went into more detail about the whole corporate capitalism thing, which is totally valid. They have to make money for their shareholders and all that crap, you know. Yeah, there's definitely a different type of pet owners. The likes of us, and obviously, who was it? Corky. We don't mind our animals sleeping in the bed with us, but some pet owners would find that quite disgusting, which is perfectly understandable. Just different people have got different views on it, I guess. Because I know where our dog's been during the day, but it still doesn't stop us. It stopped me from keeping him off the bed. Filthy animals. And the dogs are pretty filthy as well. Okay, so Shaky Hands is talking about making money in greed. It's not as simple as that. It's... Right. So let's say you're a big company and you want to make a new logo every year. That requires investment. the only way to get that investment is to make money from your last sales, or go to a bank and ask them for a loan, but the bank's going to expect money back with interest. So as much as they want to make a profit, they need to make the profit to be able to tool up their next jobs. The worst for that type of thing is the gaming industry. And I know this from not exactly experience, second-hand experience. Ailsa's brother has been a game designer for most of his working career. Claim to fame, GTA 1 and 2, that was Ailsa's brother. He was the head the head programmer, whatever, for GTA 1 and 2. But they had to make that game without any sales for 4 years till it was ready. So they had to get 4 years worth of money to pay for all the staff and all the marketing before it actually went to sale. So they have to recoup that money, and then as soon as they get the money in, they have to then reinvest it in the next game. And it's similar with any business, and I'm sure the model train industry is the same. They require a good amount of money to maintain and pay their staff, but it's so expensive. It's just so expensive. Oh wait, John's leaving. Oh, good night, John Benicki. Yeah, don't wet the bed, John. Anyway, I don't want to be ranting about hobby stores and prices, because where I am in the hobby is absolutely perfect. I like buying the second-hand stuff and fixing them up, and I don't care too much about high detailed stuff. That might change in the future, but then as I get older, my eyesight gets worse and I won't really care about the fine detail. I already wear big thick reading glasses to see close-up stuff, so I'm happy just to paint my handrails yellow. That's as detailed as I care about, to be honest. For me, it's more about how the locomotives run and sound. As in, not like a sound decoder, just how they sound going around the track. I like them to be nice and quiet. I like to add my own sound. I don't like plasticky vibration sounds. Russ says, no offence. That means he said something offensive. Let me scroll back up. Tim went to an op shop near me last week and got some great bargains. I don't know what an op shop is. Oh, Brian's gone. Oh, damn, sorry Brian, missed you there. I was too busy ranting. Right, Russ says, no offence Dave, to each his own. I don't know what you're referring to there, but I won't take offence. Tim says, asked the shop to keep an eye out for H100 stuff for me, and they said they would. Wow, that's decent of them. Never thought about that. I don't go into these, presumably you're talking about like second-hand, thrift store, antique type shops, yeah? I don't go into them often enough to have a rapport with the people that work there. Oh, we're back to wetting the bed. Right, subject to wetting the bed. Then I'm reminded of the stream the other day called Big Yellow. Oh yeah, that was intentional, the Big Yellow stream. I'm glad you noticed that. Nothing I do on my channel is a mistake, okay? Except the mistakes. They're mistakes. So much chatting. Slow down. Right, Artie says, a friend of mine who did last 3 kits for sale, just the tooling cost $250,000. It took 3 years in the planning. To survive as a producer, you need to be constantly bringing out new stuff. Yeah, agreed. But you also need people willing to buy it as well. Right, Op Shop is Salvo's second-hand bargain shops. Yeah, that's what I thought. I still don't know what OPP stands for. Right, Ross, I need to scroll back up to see what you were talking about. Okay. Let me just finish reading this. Randall says, the other thing is, the more detail and features, be it lighting, sound, etc., it is going to cost more, which I understand. Just no way around it. Yeah. So apparently, Shaky Hands buys women's blouses. Okay. I can't read this fast. Right, let me scroll back up. I need to find what Russ was talking about. Right, so Russ has got a pink R next to his name. Right, there we go. I dealt with the used stuff in my teen and early 20s. I choose to save my train money for brand new stuff. I don't have much money, so I work on senior instructors in the meantime. Right, okay. Fair enough, but being new to the hobby myself, I don't really know what I want to save up for, other than those real grands that I knew I really wanted them, and I paid. I never actually said how much I paid for them. So these, which were brand new, albeit, you know, old stock, brand new in box, whatever, they were $92 each, plus shipping, obviously, which I think is actually really good, because they are Proto 2000s, so they've got decent detail. I don't know if anyone missed that video I made of them. I'm trying to find a pokey device. So if you check in here, the little doors open and the back door also opens. Fuck, you can't possibly see that. So it's got the doors that open, it's got the nice little handrails separately applied, it's got these little things, I don't know what they are, these wee doodads. You get the option to remove this section if you want. It's got nice detail. And $92 each for me was a lot of money, but it was still a lot cheaper than I've seen. It's like the Rapido version of that is like $250, and with sound it's like $450, $500. Crazy money. So yeah, I don't mind saving up for stuff that I really want, but I have to really want it, right? Anyway, where I was going with that topic was, I'm trying out lots of different stuff, okay? I'm trying the North American stuff, the Canadian stuff, the American stuff, got some British stuff, and at this show on Sunday, I'm going to see if I can get some European stuff, maybe some German stuff, German locos type thing, and if I see an Australian loco, I want to grab one of them, because I kind of want to just try a bit of everything, and the only way to do that is to buy them cheap second hand, and then maybe years down the line I might settle on a particular style or era or whatever, but at the moment I'm kind of liking everything. So So, Rebel, who was your favourite train kit maker that passed away? I'd like to know. Bethlehem Car Works. I'll look that up. But that's a shame. So, John, I've got a friend who does that as well. Armand, who sometimes pops in the chat, but he talks to me on Facebook all the time. And he basically goes to estate sales and all that kind of thing, and obviously spends a few grand at a time, I'm guessing. And he'll keep the good stuff and sell the not so good stuff at trade shows or eBay or whatever. That's a good way to make money. You get the cream of the crop and still probably it pays for itself. So good for you if it's working for you. Oh, I was going to put my little Conrail on, wasn't I? Oh, this little dude. Yeah, I'll put him on. That's right, I've got trains running, don't I? My little dollar motor upgrade. Here he comes. Just astounded at how good this is running now with the little Chinese motor. So I do believe that's a little Mahano. It lives again, and it's got extra weight in it as well, so it can actually pull some stuff. Shaky Hands says Flymo CD motors are a good upgrade if your old Lima motor is past it. What's a CD motor? What's to say? Is that to replace the pancake motor? Are you talking about? Or are we on completely different subjects here? Okay, so you're talking about a CD player motor. What voltage would they normally run at? I've never taken one apart, but now I want to take one apart if I've still got a CD player anywhere in the house. Everything these days is on a thumbnail drive or solid state hard drive type thing. I don't really have CD players. Although I might have an old... Thank you, Russ. Thank you. Yes. Don't get me wrong, Russ. I would love to be able to fork out for like a Rapido version of my Rio Grande. But it's not so much that... I'm sure they're worth the money, right? But it's the thought of what I could get with that $400 or $500 instead. And I could get a lot of used stuff for that money. That's why I can resist spending. Well, it's not so much that I can resist spending. I don't have $400 or $500 to spend. But if I had the choice, at the moment, I would rather have a big bag of stuff than a small bag of expensive stuff. It's just the way it is. For now. I might change. Good night, Colin. Thanks for dropping by. And you will get your preview video, your membership thing, preview video of Tuesday's Tune Up Tuesday tomorrow. Anyway, good night, Mr. Frame. What are we looking at? Bridge cam. Oh, is he Frenchman? Is leaving. I didn't even know you were here. I'm sorry, I missed you coming in. Okay, bye. Thanks. Flymo. Yes, Dave, they're the motors out of the CD, DVD drives from old computers. The CD readers are going out of use and replaced by thumb drives. Oh, wow. Corky was very close to buying one of Rapido's Christmas boxes. That sounds really expensive. And you don't know what you're getting. I think if I'm spending that amount of money, I want to know exactly what's going to be in the box. That sounds quite a gamble. So I think, you know what? I've had a strange urge to make a tree. You know, from you know, the florist wire stuff. So I'm watching some videos recently, and there's a girl, I can't remember her channel name, but she did a Weeping Willow video a couple of days ago. But she did a cherry blossom before that I've not watched yet. And she basically gets a whole pack of that floral wire. And you probably know what I'm talking about. So you twist it at the bottom, and then you take a couple, you pull it apart, twist that, and then pull that apart, twist that, you know, work your way up till eventually you get lots of wee branches with the big roots at the bottom. And then I think she covered it. She's got two ways of doing it. She actually used hot glue to cover all the wires, and then paint that brown or whatever, add some texture, and then flocking and all that kind of stuff. So I've got this weird urge to make trees. I'm sure she made it look a lot easier than it is, but it's just another aspect of this hobby that I want to get into, but I'm too busy playing with trains. I'm loving this little train though, this little SW whatever it is, RS2, RS whatever, I don't know what it's called, but it's so nice and quiet now, it's great. Kathy Millett, it might be Kathy Millett. It could be her. Whoever it was, she does... Not only does she do really nice work, but her video and editing is just really, really good. She does really nice sort of pan shots and slow motion and captions and everything. It's just a really all-round entertaining video, nice presentation, and just amazing work. I think she's going to be like Luke Towan, to be honest. She's really good. Everything she's doing is just perfect, you know. Floral wire, yes. Thin rope, yeah. She used floral wire and thread. It was cotton thread. She said that you can't use synthetic thread, it had to be cotton. I can't remember why. Maybe something doesn't stick to the synthetic, but... And she made a sort of a... In order to get the flock to stick to the thread, you have to kind of run it across between pins and then sprinkle the stuff on top and all that kind of thing. But she made her own little jig just to make these threaded willow branch things. Really good work. I've not painted a loco yet. Shaky. I've done some coaches with the airbrush, but that was just one simple colour. I haven't done anything more elaborate than that. I might try and find some decals at the train show, even just some basic numbers and some basic road names, you know, the transfers that I can slide on to stuff. I haven't done that before either. That looks really tricky to get these wee slide-on transfers on straight and without tearing them. Apparently they get quite delicate if they get too wet. Mr. Everything Collectible, good evening or morning or afternoon. He has a really bad addiction to passenger trains, apparently. Yes, Artie's correct. We all have the same terrible addiction. Or is it an affliction at this point? What time is it? 12:52. I'm going to wrap it up at 1 AM. So I will put one last train on, I think. I really do like to make life hard for myself. Conrail, sorry, not Conrail. 6-axle Athorn on a bend, on an incline, you know? I mean, that's pretty hard to get on the track when it's straight. Anyway, hopefully he doesn't derail, or Corky and Tim will be laughing their asses off. Right, off you go, SP. Don't do anything silly. Oof, he's sounding a bit rough. I've obviously not run him for a wee while. No, Tim, I removed everything from the layout because I intended to work on the layout and I've not worked on the layout, so maybe I should just put the houses back. It does look a bit sparse, especially with the town. Oh, slow down, SP. I don't know what this guy's problem is. Look at the state of that. Slow down. This isn't a toy train set. Okay, slowing down now. For some reason this, as much as I love this new DCC system I've got, it doesn't seem to remember the speed step. If you unplug it, plug it back in, it just defaults back to speed step 28. And I like it at 128 or 126, whatever it is. So you put your train on and it flies around the track like a Scalextric's car. Oh, stop it, Tim. It's just user error. Nothing wrong with DCC. Yeah, I definitely think... I think I'm going to be on the lookout for more of these SD40 jobs. And the Southern Pacific specifically. It's really nice. It's crazy though. I used to think it looked really boring, and now I think it looks really nice. So, no one spotted Selfie Man tonight, have they? I will cycle through the cameras and see if you can spot Selfie Man. Might be a wee bit hard to find tonight. Let's see, is he there? Or is he there? Unfortunately, the legless incident ended poorly for the young chap that was playing on the rails. He is no longer with us. I think the vacuum cleaner got him, to be honest. Let me go and have a look. By the way, you're not going to be able to find Selfie Man because he's actually in that shot, but there's absolutely no way you're going to find him. Let's put him somewhere a bit more prominent for the remainder of the evening. Need a fresh supply of blue tack. By the way, I've been trying... Right. This. Blue tack. It's similar to black tack, or pro tack, whatever you call it. You can't get the black stuff here for some weird reason. Found it on Amazon and it's like $20 for a tiny little pack of black tack. Just nonsense. Maybe see if I can find some of the train show. $20 for some bloody blue tack that's black. Come on. I mean, it would look better because you're not going to see big blue blobs under my little people's feet. Could probably use chewing gum. That's a lot cheaper, right? And it's minty fresh. Right, let me put Selfie Man somewhere for the rest of the night. Don't know where yet. Right, let's see if that's dangerous enough for Self. Oh, you can't see him, he's out of focus. Let's see if we can focus. Ah, that'll do. I wonder if he's too close to the track. That could be bad for him. Oh, I missed something. Glue one of their legs onto a small piece of clear plastic, then they would have balance and more stability to stay where you put them. Good idea. Yes, never thought of that. Excellent idea. Thank you, Tim. You were useful for a change. Oh, here it comes. Here comes a train. Is Selfie Man going to survive? Unfortunately, he did. Okay, ladies, it is 1 AM and it is time to wrap things up. Thank you very much for joining me this evening. I hope you weren't too bored. I have nothing planned for the weekend. Probably make another couple of videos. I've got some decoders to fit and some $1 motors to fit. Actually, before I go, I'm going to show you my big box of crap. I mean, treasured items. Hold on. So, these are the locos that live in a box in another room for now. And some of them can't even get the $1 motors. I have 4 of these pancake motors. So if I can get a supply, there's another one and another one, and they all squeal like pigs. I've got this one that I got running again with another pancake motor. But they sound terrible and they're really jerky. But I do have some Mahanos. Like this one. This is weird. They all seem to be SD40-2s. Because I've got the Chessie over there that's getting a new motor. This one's getting a new motor. I think there's another one. Oh, tell you what else I've got. I've got this. It runs not bad. And I've got this. They all run, but with those little budget motors, these are going to run great. So they will all be coming up in future upgrade motor videos. And I need to find a solution for these ones, because I really want them to run nice. Anyway, that's it. Go to bed. Might tidy all this crap away. Thanks for joining me tonight, or this morning, or this afternoon, depending where you are in the world. Yes, Ringfield Motors. Right, enough. 22 of you, go to bed, or go to work, or have your lunch. It's all very confusing, this world global live streaming thing. And Artie, have a great trip if I don't speak to you before. And if I'm in the neighbourhood, probably Amherst if anything, then I'll hunt you down and say hello. Okay, right, bugger off. Night everyone.